Hey everyone, I just want to give you a quick tour of our Canvas course as well as talk you through some rules, guidelines, and expectations to start off the year. So you notice I have my screen shared with you here, and I'm actually already in our course. So once you log into Canvas and you click on our course, you'll be directed to this home page here. And I'll talk you through the home page in just a moment, but first I want to talk you through these buttons on the side. So obviously this first button here is our home page, and then directly below that is announcements. So I'm going to push important announcements to you in the first few weeks through both Canvas as well as Remind. I've always in years past only used Remind. I've never used Canvas. So I'm curious to pick your brains as we progress throughout the year, and I want your feedback, and I want you to tell me if you're liking me using the announcements through Canvas or if you're preferring me to push important information to you via Remind. And then whatever feedback you give me, that's what I'll do, pressing on, moving forward with the year. I am here for you. I want to make this work for you. I want to make this year as easy as possible for you. So I want your feedback, and I want you to tell me what you prefer. If you prefer announcements through Canvas or if you prefer announcements through Remind. So again, I'll be looking for your feedback for that soon. Okay, and then below announcements is modules. And so you'll notice I will break up the modules by week. So we've got week 1, our first week of school here, and then below that you'll notice I'll always have a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, and a Friday. And then likewise for week 2, for our second week of school, I've got a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, and a Friday. You'll notice I'll always have something under each day, with the exception of the first day of school, because we're not really doing a math assignment on Monday. I'll talk to you about the assignment on Monday here soon when I get to the calendar, but first I want to keep talking about the modules. So the reason why, well, a couple of reasons, but one of the main reasons why you're going to see something under every single day is because of this, and I want you to read it and hear me say it. You submitting work every day is how you are counted present. Let me reiterate that. Okay, every single day you have to log into Canvas in my class, and you have to submit something to me in order to be counted present in my class for that day. Okay, so for example, on Tuesday, you must log in on Tuesday, and you must complete this assignment and turn it in to me on Tuesday in order for you to be counted present on Tuesday. So for that reason, you'll notice if you try and click ahead, like if you try and open this assignment before Tuesday, it'll say it's locked. Because if you complete this assignment on Monday and there's nothing for you to do on Tuesday, then I would have to count you absent on Tuesday. Okay, so every single assignment will be locked until the day that you're supposed to turn it in. And in fact, those links, they will only be live for 2 days. So for example, what I mean is on Wednesday actually at midnight, okay, on August 26th at 12 a.m., this assignment will be open. You could certainly turn in your assignment at 1 a.m., super early. Okay, on Wednesday, you could turn it in at 1 a.m. and you would be counted present for Wednesday. Okay, now I will keep this link open. I will keep this link open for 1 day past that. So on Wednesday, this link will open and you'll be able to click it, and it will go away on Thursday at 11:59. Okay, in my class, in this pre-AP class, for me, your assignments are due at 3 p.m. on the day that they're under. So for example, on Wednesday, both of these items are due by 3 p.m. on Wednesday for me. Anything past 3 p.m. would be considered late. Okay, now because of the circumstances and given how crazy this year is, I'm going to keep these links open for 1 day past that. So these links will be open until Thursday at 11:59 p.m., but they would be considered late. So remember, this is a pre-AP course, and of course I have expectations for you keeping up with certain timelines and deadlines, etc. So again, you can complete it early. If you click on this on Wednesday and it's 1 a.m., you could certainly submit it at 1 a.m., 3 a.m. I mean, I don't recommend it, but you could. Okay, but up until 3 p.m., that will be considered on time. Anything past 3 p.m. would be considered late. But if you turn these assignments in at 8 p.m., on Wednesday, then they would be counted late for me, but you would still be counted present for the class. So I hope that makes sense to you, and I hope I'm being very clear. Okay, so each of these is actually a place where you're going to upload your assignment. So for example, on Thursday, you will, when you click it and when it's live, you will be able to upload a picture of your work for this review. Okay, so all you're ever going to be doing for me is uploading pictures of your work. Okay, whether it be an assignment, a notes, or review, you're going to upload a picture of whatever that may be under that link there. And if you don't know how to upload, don't worry. When this comes live, there will be a link for you to click for videos for you to watch, depending upon what device you're using. If you're using an iPhone, an Android, or a Chromebook, something like that, there will be a video for you to watch for directions on how to upload. Okay, so now the exams and the quizzes, you will actually find a link to those things within the modules. And I'll explain more of this in just a minute. But the notes and the IPs, you will find links to those on our class calendar, and I'll show you that in just a moment. So I think I've covered everything under the modules. Now let's talk about grades. So under the grades section here, this is how I'll get feedback to you. Okay, so whenever you click on this after you've submitted it, of course it says no submission now, but you will have your submission here, and it will have any feedback to you that I have written. So like if I correct a problem, you will be able to see me correcting it. You'll also be able to see over here on this side comments from me to you. Okay, it could be general comments, it could be comments about a specific problem, that sort of thing. And also I might upload a video of myself, or even just a voice memo of myself saying something to you for feedback. Okay, so that's the grades. One more thing I want to say about the grades is definitely pay attention to the score, but you should be checking your grade in Skyward. Y'all, you need to understand that Skyward, that's what produces your report card or your progress reports. So your progress reports and stuff, that doesn't come from the information in Canvas, it actually comes from Skyward. So you need to make sure that Canvas is linking correctly to Skyward, and whatever score you see here is actually accurately being linked by Skyward, excuse me. So you should, yes, you should pay attention to the score here, but really where you should be paying attention to your grade is in Skyward, excuse me. So the last link here you have on the side, this last button you have here is the people. So these are all the people in your class, including myself, the teacher. I'm here, so you can click on me, and you could email me through Canvas. Same goes for, I moved my picture, you can send a message. Same goes for the students in your class. So if you want to create a study group with a couple of students, then you could do that. Just be aware, as I'm sure you know, all this stuff is monitored, so make sure that you keep it obviously very appropriate, as well as, you know, on task school related stuff. Okay, so just make sure that you are doing what you know you should be doing the right things, as all this stuff is very monitored. Okay, so I'll go back to home, and let's talk real quick about the things at home. So all these 6 weeks buttons will lead you to a calendar. So you'll notice as I hover over these, the only one that's active is the first 6 weeks. As we get closer to these other 6 weeks, I will make these buttons active, but until then they won't be. But once they are live and active, I will never delete them. So what I mean is, for example, if we're in the third 6 weeks and we're studying for the final, then you will be able to click back to the first and second 6 weeks to look at that material and review and refresh if you need to. Okay, and then down here, best ways to contact me, Remind. I want everybody to sign up for Remind. I'll talk about that in a minute, but here's a link how to do that. My email is a great way to contact me, but if you want to talk to me on the phone, these are good ways here. Need anything else? Click the links below for more resources. So this leads you to all things Canvas, Canvas help for your parents, Canvas help for you, even again, videos on how to upload stuff. Okay, calculator, that's here. Let's talk calculator real quick. We're not using a calculator for a long time in this course, so you don't need to worry about it for a while, but when we do get to that point here, if you need a calculator, this right here is directions to get a free app on your Chromebook. It's a TI-84 Plus CE. It's a great app. You click it, get directions on how to get that on your Chromebook. If you're not using a Chromebook, then Desmos Graphing Calculator and Desmos Scientific Calculator are two great resources that are not like the TI, but it is a great tool. So just be aware those are for non-Chromebook users. So as I go back home, so that's the calculator. This is for content questions. It has links to lots of resources for math content questions. And then last but not least, this is a discussion a forum for you to discuss with your peers as well as myself. Any questions you might have, it could be Canvas questions, it could be general questions about due dates or rules or guidelines, expectations, whatever. It could be content questions. Again, just be aware this discussion board is monitored, so make sure to stay on task and keep it appropriate, positive, that sort of thing. Okay, so let's go back up to the first 6 weeks calendar. So I'm a big organization crazy person. So the calendar for me, and what I've heard from feedback from my students, is an awesome tool because it keeps us very organized. So anything we're doing on any particular day is in the calendar. Okay, so the calendar has any assignment. If we have a test or a quiz, it's all there and it's all linked. Of course, I haven't put everything on here because I don't want you to get too far ahead, but anything that's blue is a link that's live and active. Okay, so for example, Monday you should do all these things, Tuesday all these things, Wednesday, etc., etc., etc. So if you're a person that likes to get ahead, this calendar, you're gonna love it. But with that being said, because we have to be very flexible this year and things could change at the drop of a hat, here's what I want you to know. If you like to keep this tab up here, I get it, I do too. That way I don't have to keep on clicking on it every time I log onto my computer. I keep it up here. But since we're gonna have to be very flexible this year and things might change very quickly, every time you get back on your computer, hit this refresh button, because I might have updated the calendar and changed some things and changed due dates, etc. So just make sure every time you log on, you click that refresh button. Okay, so let's talk through the calendar. So everything you need to access content in my class is in the calendar below. Okay, there will be a link to a video of me teaching you the lesson. Okay, so it's me. Sometimes a link to a notes handout to print for the notes if you have access to a printer. If not, just copy the notes on notebook or graph paper. Okay, so no big deal. So for example, this notes right here that I do a video of, it's got a handout. If you have a printer, print it and you can write on it. If not, you can do it on graph paper or notebook paper. Okay, I have asked administration. For those of you, I know some of you are like cringing. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't have a printer, but I want that handout. And I get it. I asked administration if we can somehow do a day where if you want to come up to Richland, you can pick up some handouts, socially distanced, masks, all that stuff. And I haven't gotten an answer yet, but as soon as I do, I will let you know, because I get it if you want these handouts to use and to have and you don't have access to a printer. So as soon as I know if that'll be approved, then I will let you know so you can come up and get your handouts if you want them. Okay, so you'll also find links to your independent practice, your IPs, which is your assignment. And again, you can print on it and write on it if you have access to a printer. If not, again, don't worry. It's not a big deal. You may use notebook or graph paper. But that brings me to a very important message. Remember to read the class overview below for expectations on showing your work, and don't forget to circle or box your answer. Okay, so on Monday, one of your assignments, one of the things I have you do is read this class overview, because that talks about grades, it talks about my expectations for you, etc. One of the big expectations that I really have to reiterate is being online, it does make things a little bit more difficult when it comes to me grading and giving you feedback, okay? So I need your work, whether it be your assignment, your notes, your quiz or K-check, which is the same thing, or an exam. Y'all, I need your work to be so nice, neat, and organized. I need you to number everything very clearly. I need you to work down the page, show every single step, everything that you're doing. I can't read your mind, so you have to put it on paper, and it has to be nice, neat, and organized so I can grade it and give you good feedback, okay, on whether or not you're doing the right things. So make sure you're doing that so that way I don't have to contact you and say, hey, look, I don't understand this. I can't read it. I can't follow it. I need you to submit it again. That would be awful. I'd hate for you to have to redo something that you already did. So again, just make sure you're keeping everything nice, neat, clean, organized, or else I will have to send it back to you and say, hey, I need you to redo this. I can't read it. I can't understand it. So just be aware of that. Also, a link to an answer key. If there's ever an assignment, you will see an answer key that, where is it at? That will sometimes just have answers with little to no work shown, okay? So some problems I don't show any work because I you know, I want to see how you do it. I want to know that you know what you're doing and that you are providing the correct work. Some problems that I might feel like you need a little bit of help getting started, I might include a little bit of work just to kind of help you get started or show you where I went, you know, from the problem to the answer. So just so you know. So then if you use the answer key, you can check to see that you are on track, all right? And then the last thing is the calendar will never have a link to a knowledge check, which is a K-check, or a KC, which is a quiz, okay? So the calendar will never have a link to a quiz or an exam. I mean, I'm sure that makes perfect sense to you. Of course, I'm not gonna link the exam here so everybody in the whole world has access to it, okay? Those links will be found, like I talked to you about earlier. So those links will be found in the modules, okay? And whenever that day opens up, and it is Friday, you'll click on this and you'll see here, so tests and quizzes, I will open only at 7:30. I'm not gonna open them at midnight so that way you don't have a ton of time to look at them. Again, it should just be like a class period of time that you are able to access these. So they'll open at 7:30, whether it be a quiz or an exam, they'll open at 7:30 and they will close, like you won't be able to see them past 3. So if you log on at 2, you know, then by 3, it's gonna be closed because we're going by the school day. So just be aware for exams and for quizzes, by 3, they are gone, okay? And the links will be in here. So you'll open it and it'll say, here's your exam, and you'll click it and it's a link. Okay, and then when you're done working through your exam, you will take a picture of your work and then you'll upload it to me. And again, there will be a link there with videos on how to do that if you don't know how. Okay, now of course, when I go back to the modules, so the exams and the quizzes will be inside here, inside the modules, but all those assignments, all those IPs and notes, those will be found in your calendar, because of course I don't mind if you have access to those ahead of time, okay? And that's what's really nice. So I was talking about earlier how for attendance you have to submit everything on time, but now that doesn't mean if you wanted to on Sunday night, you could work through all this stuff. You could watch the videos, you could work through the assignments, you could get as ahead as you want. You just can't turn it in until the day it's due for attendance purposes. So be aware you can work ahead if you know you're going to be busy, like say Thursday and Friday. If you want to work ahead on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and get Thursdays and Fridays stuff done, well, you can't do Fridays because that's a test. But Thursdays you could do ahead of time, and then just make sure you turn it in on Thursday so you're counted present. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay, so on Monday, you should watch this video, which you're watching right now, so you're good. You'll click this link to sign up for Remind, and you'll take this quick survey. So on Monday, since you don't have anything to submit in the modules, notice the first week on Monday, you don't have anything to submit here. How I'll count you present is by you signing up for Remind and by you taking this survey. And then of course, make sure you read this class overview, because like I said, that's gonna include important information like grading, etc. Another big thing is when you do these videos and you take these notes, your notes should look just like mine for you to receive credit. If they don't look just like mine, if you have something missing, I will send them back and say either redo it or it's a 0 for the grade, okay? So just be aware. So you'll read over that. Here's another thing on Monday. So on Monday, you need to look over this handout of material you are expected to know, but we will review a little, so don't worry too much for this class. So this is Algebra 2. Of course, you need to have most of the knowledge from Algebra 1 to be successful in Algebra 2. So last year, our situation with going online, that shouldn't affect you because you should have been in geometry, and I'm not too worried about what you learned in geometry. I mean, I am, but it's not going to affect us as much as your knowledge from Algebra 1. So you'll click this handout and you'll look through it. And what's nice is this handout here, when you look through it, you could try it on your own, see what you know. A lot of it is even previous to Algebra 1. It's like adding and subtracting and multiplying, dividing fractions. It's integers. It's like, do you know how to add and subtract positives and negatives, that sort of thing. So you can try it on your own. And then this video here, so you'll notice below here, optional videos to prepare you for this week in exam 0. Okay, these videos here are optional, but this one, this bottom one here, that actually is this handout. So it's me going through every single problem in that handout. So you could practice it on your own and then use the video to check your answers with mine. And anything you got wrong, you could go back, rewind, and watch that part and get the information on that. This other video here is purely fractions. So it's me reminding you how to do fractions. Okay, which is actually what your first assignment is, your first math assignment. So this is just for you to look through. I'm not taking it up, okay? It's not going to be something that you turn in. It's for your personal use, okay? But our first assignment is over fractions. So this is the assignment. You'll click it, you'll open it, you'll either print it or you'll work it out nice, neat, organized on your own notebook paper. And then when you're done, then you'll go to the modules and you'll turn it in, because on Tuesday, this will be a live form. So you'll turn it in. Of course, before you turn it in, you will use this answer key. You'll click on the answers and you'll check your answers with mine. Okay, again, there's not a whole lot of work provided, but you should check your answers with mine and make sure you have all the work provided on your paper. Okay, last thing here is I run my classroom like a flipped classroom. I always have. Okay, what that means is your homework is the video. So when we go live, okay, your homework at night will be the video. So of course, homework, as you know, when we were in school in person live, homework isn't due till the next day. So any of these videos that you have to watch and take thorough notes that look just like mine and submit them in Canvas, you'll notice that even though this video is on Tuesday, this video over solving equations, it's not due until Wednesday, notes over solving equations. So when it's homework and it's highlighted in yellow, it's not due until the next day. So hopefully that makes sense. So this video is due on Wednesday, as well as this assignment is due on Wednesday, okay? Because that's in Wednesday's box. I know this isn't in Wednesday's box, but it's Tuesday's homework, so it's due Wednesday. And you can always come over here into your modules to see, to know what you're going to be expected to turn in that day. And again, remember, 3 p.m. is the deadline for me, for it not to be counted late. And you can always use this tool over here, which is so cool. I hope you know about this. That has your calendar, and again, that also tells you everything that's due and what time and what day. So that's pretty cool, right? Okay, so I'll go back here. Okay, so again, I run my classroom as a flipped classroom. When we go back online, or live, excuse me, luckily that first day is a review, so you won't need to worry about it too much, but we'll talk about it. And then like this day here, whenever we're back live, you'll have a homework video, and that video, since we'll be live, it's not going to be due at 3. This video and this notes will be due when you go to class on Thursday. So when you go to class on Thursday, I'll expect that you have those notes ready to go. But again, we've got time before we need to discuss that. So when we go back live on Tuesday, then I'll definitely remind you that that's the case. So for now, while we're online, everything is due at 3 p.m. on the day it's due. Okay, and again, those assignments, they will stay open for 1 day past the due date. After that, they're gone, and then I'm not accepting them. They're too late. Okay, so just be aware of that. I think I've covered everything. Like I said, everything is in here. It's pretty clear. You can see the clear directions on what to do. Use this to check your answers before you submit. Okay, so work this review, then submit your work in Canvas. Now, on the next week, on the following week, you'll notice I just have the stuff, because I assume that you've gone through a whole week and you know what you're doing, so I didn't put the directions. So by here, you should know this IP is due on Monday, August 31st by 3 p.m. Check your answers with the answer key when it's there, then turn it in Canvas. Here, this K-check, of course, it won't be linked here. You'll get it in Canvas. And then this video with the notes handout, this video will be due on Wednesday since it's homework. So just be aware. If you have any questions or concerns, never hesitate to reach out to me. I'll have Zoom meetings all week, that first week, that you can just hop on in and ask me any questions that you have. I can't wait to work with you this year. I know it's going to be a great year. It's going to be crazy, but we're going to make it awesome. And I look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye-bye.